Hey, Shalom. I want to start by giving all honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well, who taught me this truth through the Holy Spirit through Rakak Wadash, and Shalom to the elect. Hey, seeing as though all this wars popping off, and it's a beautiful thing. You got wars everywhere. Okay, India, Pakistan, Russia, Ukraine, Iran, Israel. Okay, America's involved. Okay, all the Europeans are involved. All right, so the Lord is doing a wonderful work in our day. But also, going back to that good old mark of the beast that's about to come. All right, and I have a couple things here. Okay, to show where we're at, because we're very close to that too. Okay, and as brothers and I've been saying, all it takes is for one, black swan event, okay, for all these things that have to come into play, okay, and everything's already prepared. All right, you have this right here. Okay, this is from the Natural News. Okay, this was brought out just 2 days ago. Okay, it says Apple to introduce digital passport ID and their new operating software. Okay, this fall. Okay, so hey, we right there, man. All right. It says Apple announced at WWDC 2025 that iOS 26 will introduce digital passport in Apple Wallet, allowing users to store and present digital versions of their passport for select domestic travel and identity verification scenarios. Okay. What else does it say? Apple has unveiled one of its most consequential features to date, passport based digital identification in Apple wallets. Okay, privacy advocates express reservations over a digital first approach. Okay, so there's still a little kickback on it, but as soon as they implement it, it'll be nothing. Okay, it'll be second nature. Okay, just like the credit card. Because remember, a lot of people thought, back when credit cards first came out, that credit cards were the mark of the beast. Okay, matter of fact, bear with me. Okay, this is an article from listverse.com. Okay, and it says 10 things believed to be the mark of the beast. Okay, the social security number was one of them. Okay, it was considered uh, to be a mark of the beast, one of the mark of the beast. Not one of the mark of the beast, but it was considered at the time. Okay, and credit card was real. Social security number was really the precursor. Okay, because it was used as an identifying mark. Okay, you see it has three numbers, then two, then four. Okay, but if you split that, it'll be three numbers. Okay, there's nine digits there. Okay, and that could be split three ways. Okay, the 666. Okay, so the Social Security card was really the precursor to that. Okay, and we look right here in Revelation. Okay, you'll see why. Okay, Esau, he always does it. Esau's a slick bastard. Okay, because a lot of people are going to be deceived. All right. This is Revelation 13 and 18. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding, count the number of the beast, for it is a number of man, and his number is 600 which is 666. And a lot of people, rightfully so, thought the social security number was the mark of the beast. And really, this is the precursor to it. Okay. Okay, and another one, like I say, was credit cards. Okay, it says when the Visa and MasterCard were first introduced and increased in popularity in the 60s and 70s, evangelicals went nuts, as they habitually do, over what they saw as the hand of the Antichrist. One particular assuming conspiracy theory involved credit cards, saying that Visa in different languages is 666, and they're right. Okay, and this was also a precursor to it. Okay, and these things were separated. Okay, you had the Social Security card, which is one card. Then you had the Visa card, which was the money part. Okay, but the actual mark of the beast is gonna implement all of them into one, chip for everybody, right? Introduce that one world government, that one idol. Okay, everything that they split apart is gonna be combined. Okay, to really give you the mark of the beast. All right. It says barcodes. Okay, and that's all part of it too. These are all, you know, uh, these are all, how would you say it? These are all together, okay, to make up the actual mark of the beast, which is this right here, okay, the microchip implant, and that's the spirit that is in the number 7 on the list, okay, because that we know that word is 7 is completion, okay, the Bitcoin, okay, the palm payment, the C19, the smartphone and the internet, okay, all these things can be implemented in this tiny little chip right here. Okay, so this is what we're boiling down to. Okay, and we're right here. All right, all these things are there. Matter of fact, Donald Trump. Okay, he's thought to be bringing in the digital currency. Okay, it's high on his agenda, man. Okay, very high on his agenda. Matter of fact, I got this article right here. Okay, and this is actually this is a video. Okay, and bear with me. I'm gonna see how much.
They've been given hundreds of millions of dollars of contracts. Recently, there was a $795 million. Claim is that the executive authority is being used to get Palantir to launch the mass surveillance initiative. And they've been in contact with, like I said, through Doge. They've been in contact with Social Security and the IRS. And this is all from the New York Times article. According to 6 government officials and Palantir employees, they've been doing this. And they put their Foundry software into the Department of Homeland Security and HHS. So merging all this data to create this master list of information isn't far off, right? Like, it's kind of already there because the executive order was calling for this.
See, it isn't far off. It's already there because of executive orders. Okay, and the president is responsible for the executive branch. Okay, and we know that the executive branch right now is making all the decisions. Right, it used to have to go through Congress and the judicial system, but now through these executive orders, okay, these things are just being tossed out the window, okay, and it's all falling down to the president, and that's why they had that No Kings March, okay, because the American system is just in shambles, okay. From when I was younger, it's way different than what it is now, okay, and it's good, okay, because the scriptures say, in the book of Matthew, the 24th chapter, let's get it real quick. Okay, and it's all a very beautiful thing the way the Lord is doing this. Matthew 24 and 22, and it says, except those days be shortened. Okay, so there's no more going through, the Congress and the judicial. No, these things are executive orders, okay, where they have these laws that have been placed way before the other president got in there. Okay, when they can just bring it up, right? You have the Insurrection Act. All these different acts, the Patriot Act, all these things were already put in order so the days could be shortened. Okay, without those things in place, they couldn't do it the way they're doing it. Okay, but, call halal Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay, those things, that we thought in those times were detrimental really are helping, okay, for the elect's sake, is allowing them to shorten the days and bringing all these executive orders. It says, except those days be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days will be shortened. Okay, so these things are already in place, okay, and for the executives to execute, okay, and he's doing it, man. Okay, Donald Trump is getting it together, and like this guy said, they're already in place. Let me go back a little and let him say it again.
List of information isn't far off, right?
Isn't far off.
It's kind of already there because the executive order was calling for this to happen. So now the argument is that they can create detailed credit reports or predictive behavior analysis of every American. They've been given.
Okay, and they're doing that through this Palantir. Okay, the Palantir, if you look at it, let's look at it. Let's look at the symbol for it. Okay, let's look at it. Okay, and with a palantir, right, you see it. The symbol, it's a crystal ball. Okay, that's a crystal ball, and they're using that. Okay, as basically the Urim and the Thummim. Okay, and they're gonna try to be, as God, man, just like they always been doing. Okay, let's look at this real quick, just to prove what I say, because we prove what we say. Okay, right here. It says Palantir is one of the several indestructible crystals from J.R. Tolkien's fantasy novel Lord of the Rings. Okay, so it's a crystal ball. Now, is crystal balls in the Bible? Okay, let's look it. Okay, I looked up crystal ball in the KJV. It says the phrase crystal ball is not explicitly mentioned in the KJV version of the Bible. However, the Bible, including the KJV, does express the concept of divination, okay, which is the practice of seeking knowledge or future events. Okay, now you heard what this devil said. Okay, let's go. So he's saying that they're able to do that, future events. Let's see. Let's listen to it. Let's listen to him.
So now the argument is that they can create detailed credit reports or predictive behavior analysis of every American. They've been
Okay,
given
predictive behavior analysis. So these are future events. Okay, this is what they're able to do with this crystal ball that they have, and that's a form of divination. Okay, which is the practice of seeking knowledge or future events through supernatural means. While crystal ball is a modern term associated with one form of divination called scrying. Okay, the Bible mentions various ancient methods of divination and consistently condemn these practices as they involve seeking guidance and power from sources other than God. The Bible warns against all forms of occult practices. All right, and this is what Esau thinks that he's going to use to, escape judgment. Okay, he's using that for this, and this is why the Lord doesn't call for that. Okay, judgment has to come. All right, and you can, and this shows you that Esau is Cain. Okay, he's the vagabond and the criminal. Okay, and he's always seeking to flee from judgment. Okay, and he does it through witchcraft, occult practices. Okay, what do they call them? The Chaldeans. Okay, which are the wise, wise to do evil. Okay, and he's just basically trying to escape judgment, but it's not gonna happen for him. Okay, because the judgment will sit. All right. Matter of fact, this is the book of Daniel, chapter 7 and 20. And you could read the whole chapter, but I'll just start right here. This is Daniel 7 and 21. And I beheld the same horn made war with the saints and prevailed against them. Okay, and that's America going against the Israelites. It said, until the Ancient of Days came, and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High, and the time came, and that the saints possessed the kingdom. Okay, and this is what Esau is using all this, these divinations, okay, to try to avoid from the birthright going back to the Israelites. Okay, because the Israelites are the saints. Okay, but we are gonna possess the kingdom no matter what this devil does, and that's why he's gonna make war. It says, thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon the earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms. Okay, which is the the revised Roman Empire, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break it into pieces. And the 10 horns of the kingdom are the 10 kings that shall arise. Okay, and there's 10 kings. Those 10 horns represent, I haven't gone into this for a while, but those 10 horns, bear with me, okay, are Belgium, Denmark, France, Italy, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, Greece, Spain and Portugal, England and Ireland, and West Germany. Okay, so basically the whole NATO. Okay, it says, and another shall arise after them, and he shall be diverse from the first, and shall subdue the 3 kings. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. And they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of times. And this is the point right here. But the judgment shall sit. Okay, so no matter what this devil is doing, the judgment is going to sit. Okay, the judgment. Let's read that in the. Let's read that in the. Let's read it in the Amplified. It says, "But the court." Okay, because this is a court battle. Okay, this is why the Bible is the book of the law. This is a court battle, and this is how Esau does his shit, man. Okay, even the damn Catholics with all these cardinals and all. This is all a court battle. Okay, the world is the field, the court, and this is what it is. Okay, it said, "But the court of the Most High will sit in judgment, and his dominion shall be taken away." Okay, and Esau had dominion. If you go back to the book of Genesis, the 27th chapter, Esau would get dominion. Okay, but his dominion is gonna be taken away, and this nigga is gonna go down with a bang, man. Okay, first to be consumed gradually, and then to be destroyed forever. Okay, so hey, it's gonna the saints are just gonna chip away at this man. Okay, until he's done, and this is what the Lord is doing to him, man. Okay, this is what the Lord is doing to him. Basically, he rocking him to sleep. All right, but this devil, man, he's going down. Okay, and he has everything ready. Okay, the Palantir. Okay, which is these crystal balls that he has going into the divination. Okay, he's getting ready to get into all that. He's getting ready to bring it all out. Okay, because he's going to come down with great wrath, because he knoweth that he has but a short time. And I seen this article right here. It was on People's Voice. This is it right here. It says globalists are desperate to erect totalitarian surveillance state before too many people wake up. Okay. It says the German MEP Christine Anderson and British politician Nigel Farage are both warning that there is now a desperate push to roll out 15-minute cities, digital IDs, and central bank digital currencies. Anderson claims that this is a frantic attempt by the globalists to erect a totalitarian surveillance state before too many people wake up. Okay, so this devil, is going to come down with great wrath. All right, according to the book of Revelation 12 and 12, it says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them." Okay, you brothers and sisters are dwelling in heaven. Okay, the kingdom of heaven starts within you. The kingdom of heaven starts with you understanding the knowledge, wisdom of this Bible. Okay, so you should be rejoicing that the Lord is making these prophecies come to pass. Okay, it says, "Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and the sea." Okay, and those are the ones that don't have it. Okay, because their time, to sleep. Okay, to live the American dream while they sleeping and slumbering on the beds and not knowing what's going on. Okay, they're gonna get destroyed. Okay, why? It says, "For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time." All right, and this is what they said, man. These elites are desperate to erect the system, man. Okay, because he knoweth that he had but a short time. Okay, the word is going out. Okay, a lot of people have heard this. If you on the highways and byways and you might got a channel, you only get one view. Trust and believe, 1,000 people seen you out there. Okay, so you got plenty views, man. You got plenty views, and the word is going out. Okay, and this devil is scrambling. All right, to run from judgment. Okay, he got his crystal balls out. He got his whatever the hell else he got. He got a lot of shit, right? He got his war machine cranked up. Okay, he's sharpening, right, his arrows, okay, sharpening goes into what? Getting a right coordination, right? That word sharp, okay, goes into smart, okay. He's getting his he's getting his calibrations down correctly, okay. Hey, it's all coming together very nice, okay. And so is this mark of the beast. All right, so again, this is all warning. Okay, we give warning to those. The scripture also says, "Where there is no vision, the people perish." Okay, so this is what these videos over and over is all about, man. Okay, because every time there's another little, nugget that gets brought out. Okay, hey, but you got to stay on top of these things, right? The scriptures say that the elect will have an unction from the Holy One and know of all things. Okay, so if you got that unction, man, you should be checking out for these things, even the things you've already heard before. Hey, keep going into it. Okay, repetition is the father of skill, as the elders like to say, and truly it is, man. Okay, you keep working on your game, then your game's gonna get better, man. Okay, so don't give up, brothers and sisters. Stay sharp, stay alert, stay circumspect, and the Lord is gonna allow these things to be done. His will be done, man. Okay, and the judgment will sit, and this devil eventually is gonna fall, man. All right, so until then, we pray, we keep brothers edified, we do the work. Okay, read the scriptures. Okay, which I have to do myself more, and we stay prayed up, man. Okay, fast if you need to, whatever you got to do, man. Anoint your head with oil, pray, and all the things. Get your armor sharpened, right? Book of Ephesians talks about the armor of the Lord, man. Get it all together, man. Get your faith up, put your helmet on, keep it on, okay? Keep all your armor on, man. Go to sleep with it. Wake up with it, all right? Because we right there. All right, Lords, will you edify to the next time I say, call halal Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Rakak Wadash and Shalom.